Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
You don't want to miss now the opportunity to get Dusty May. Dusty May was an Indiana manager. He's doing a great job at FAU. I know they're not doing as well this year, but what he's done in totality the last 2 years is insane. If we've all been to FAU. It's insane. So if you don't hire him this year, what if he gets a good job, a good high major job? Then you're going to miss out on him because I don't think he's going to leave in a year when I think they probably do make a move on Mike Woodson. So ultimately, it's going to be on Mike Woodson here because they're not going to fire Mike Woodson. He's one of their own. Some of the players have split off and they want a change made, but there's a lot of guys, Quinn Buckner, I think, included, they're not ready to make a move because he did get him the tournament the last 2 years. So you got to give him his props for that. This year's team was constructed as poorly as it gets.
Randolph?
I was going to say, I think this team is just not good enough. And I don't think you can move on from him because I think the success he's had the last couple of years. Now, do you want it to continue to improve? I think you do. This is just, as of right now, you got to chalk this up as a one-off. Let's see. Recruiting seems to be going well for them. Let's see what they change. If they got NIL now, let's see what things look like going forward here. I'm not ready to turn the page other than just saying this is another.
But you worry,
one-off.
You worry, like I said, that you're going to miss out on Dusty May if you don't make a move now.
Well, but so much of this is, Jeff, all of this is the timing anyway, right? This is a timing of when you fall into that gap with Dusty. Dusty's going to have so many options at the end of the year. Though he was there, I think he'll have other options in even Florida. There'll be other places there. He might say, look, I don't want to go to Indiana. I wouldn't worry about him. He has more options. But, I'm a big Dusty May fan. I'm a huge Dusty May fan. But I think he'll have options. And I don't know if you move on. You better be damn sure if you're going to move on from a guy and get, to get the guy. You better be damn sure. That's a lot of money and a lot of – we got to see.
Rob, would you do it? Like Rob, what would you do if you think Dusty's going to take something else, another high major job, and he's going to be off the table in a year from this year? What would you do?
I don't think that I would mortgage the future of the program to get a guy that's basically had like a good 18 months, right? And I love, look, I think Dusty's going to be a star.
Good. He's had an insane 18 months.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if you pull the plug on Woodson just yet for that, because we've seen lots of guys that have been Dusty May before Dusty May that have not lived up to the expectations that could put on them for the success that they had, right? Sometimes you need to find the right landing spot. So I don't know if that's necessarily what you would want to do. Here's what I will say. If you are convinced that he is the right hire, I don't think there's anything wrong with moving on a year earlier than expected to make sure that you go get that right hire. But you have to be 100% convinced that he is the right. Like we've seen that in the past, right? When you know it was the wrong decision to bring someone in and you're ready to kind of go out and make a change, you can do it. You have to be sure that Dusty is the right guy. And I think he is. I don't know if I would bet, 100% on it. Where do you stand on that? Both of you guys. I'm curious.
But see, that was my point.
I think he's a major upgrade over Woodson. In my opinion, is he he's not Scott Drew. I'd rather have Scott Drew, but I don't think you're going to get Scott Drew. I think Dusty May is the best you're going to get. Remember, Indiana didn't get anybody big last time. They tried this not that long ago, and they couldn't get Brad Stevens. Obviously, we know that. They ended up with a guy who had never coached in college, who was 63 years old. I mean, that's what they ended up with.
That's my point, and that's what I was getting ready to say to you guys. And my question was going to be, we're all old enough to remember when Indiana was this, oh my God, it's Indiana basketball. And it reminds me of Notre Dame football.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we grew up in Notre Dame football is just, and let's be honest, it's good, but it isn't what it was when we grew up thinking what it was.
No.
And that's how I feel about Indiana basketball.
But
these kids growing up now,
Yeah.
I know, but the fan
From
support is
from the fan
unbelievable.
standpoint, it's the same as Notre Dame, but they don't. And you answered the question because that's what I was going to ask you. You said they got NIL money now. All right, they got NIL money. But what I'm saying is that from the expectations of what people think, it's like it's like Notre Dame football. And I say that because you see kids going there, but you don't see them at the top 5 of recruiting or NIL and all the other stuff going on. It's Notre Dame football. It's Indiana basketball. They're great.
Yeah.
But are we naming them as the top 5 or top 10 now because of history or because of where they are right now? I mean, that's when I say that.
What I'm saying is, here's what I'm saying for Indiana basketball. They should be in the tournament every damn year. Every day.
Mhm.
Like, it should be where if they don't get in, it's a major surprise. They should be in almost every year and be a second weekend team 3 out of every 5 years. That's what Indiana
Okay,
should be. I'm not saying
can I play devil's advocate for you for 1 second, Jeff? Last year they were a 4 seed with Trace Jackson Davis. I know that this roster isn't perfectly constructed, but they haven't had the guy that they thought was going to be their starting point guard for basically the entire season in Xavier Johnson, who was dealing with an ankle thing. Now he's got is it a wrist injury that he's got? And like, even when he came back, he didn't look right. Like, so I'm willing to give Woodson the benefit of the doubt for that. Like, he risked a lot putting everything on having just Xavier Johnson as a point guard.
Why? But why? That's my question to you. Why would you do that? Why would you put everything on a guy that you didn't even know was going to be eligible? He had to get cleared by the NCAA, number 1. And why wouldn't you get another combo guard to be able to take some of the pressure that if
you should have?
I mean, come on.
He should have.
Right.
He should have. He should have gotten another combo guard. He probably shouldn't have promised Mackenzie Mbako that he was going to play the 3. And relying on having those 3 big guys is not necessarily the best option in the world. And we got to get the break in a second. But all I'll say is that when you have an all-conference caliber point guard that is expected to come back and people think that he's going to come back, it makes it difficult to go out in the portal and get somebody because nobody wants to sit the bench if you're going to be good enough. We got to hit a break real quick. On the other side, thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.